Hi guys! So today modeling in Houdini, and I picked modeling because I think it's great for beginners. And the reason I say so is that I remember years ago when I started in Houdini, the scene view was extremely confusing for me. And even today when you watch some of the tutorials, they ask you to keep using this toolbar on the left, right over here. But it's not a good practice actually, because everything is bound to a hotkey, and the sooner you start using hotkeys, the better for you. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so here we are in brand new Houdini session, and I removed my old Houdini folder to make sure that it looks like this is a brand new installation of Houdini on a brand new machine. So first of all, we need a project, right? And I will keep my project on the desktop. So I will make a new folder called car. This will be my project folder. I will copy that. Then go to edit, aliases and variables. And here I will replace the job variable. You can add another variable, but I wouldn't recommend creating too many variables because then you might forget what it was. So I'll just use job for that. Then you just do close, and you can do file, save as, job, new folder, scenes, and name it to car. Okay, awesome. The next we need to customize our desktop. So for modeling, mostly we'll be using the scene view, right? So we don't need that. There will be no animation. We don't need that. But we need, if I do split left right, I need parameters and I need network view. I'll also make this smaller. So if I'm happy with the desktop, you can do save current desktop as, and you give it a name, and I will call it modeling. Save. And in any case that you messed up your desktop, like do something like this maybe, and then like, oh my god, so confusing, you can do reload current desktop and it's all back to your default desktop. Okay, so now let's add geometry, geo, and inside that geo press enter. So dive in, right, enter, do grid, and I will make it 2 by 2. So currently I'm in camera mode, but in any case that you pressed enter on the node, you're in this show handle. So you can rotate, you can change the size of it, right? And if you want to go back to camera view, you can either go escape or use space and rotate, right? Okay, so let's do shift middle click on all these guys. So it brings, if you go like right click, so shift middle click, control middle click, sorry. It's revert to defaults. Control middle click, not shift middle click. Okay, so now I need some blueprint for the car. And I googled that already. I found this guy because it's very high res. So I'll be using this. And also on official Lamborghini site, there's this pretty awesome render. You can rotate, so you can look how it actually looks like, and it's a pretty decent render, right? So I think it's best to use this. At least I'll be using that. Feel free to use whatever you want. You can model a cube if you want. Okay, so I quickly download that blueprint to my project, new folder called images, call it Lambo. Awesome. So now go back to Houdini. Actually, first I want to see how big that image is. What's the actual dimensions, right? So if you go to details, there's dimensions, so I'll use that. And it's 567023190. Awesome. Okay, it's way too big. So drop a transform node. And if you want to use a display flag, right? If you hover over the node, you use the display flag. So it's a currently displayed node in the viewport. But instead of doing that, you can just select and press R. And usually I just do that. So I select, press R. It's way quicker. Okay, so I think this is much better. So now if you go to top view, so it's space 2 or 2. If you're in camera view, just press 2. If you're on this handle mode, you have to go space 2. There we are. So you can do UV quick shade, not UV unwrap, UV quick shade. And here I will pick that Lambo. Okay, awesome, except I want to have it transform the other way. So if you transform it, like what's going on? Well, actually we don't have any UVs. It's trying to display something, but we don't have any UVs. So to UV project and initialize to best plane. So if you go space 5, displays the point, you can see you have 4 points, and this is what I wanted. So go back again, space 1 or space 2 actually to top view. So now actually this transform should be like this, and again probably we might have to do initialize again because we changed that. So now I can rotate that guy 180. Okay, next thing I will do clip. Go back to maybe perspective view. So right now it's clipping wrong direction. I want to clip it in Z, and I will move it to get rid of that black thing. And also I keep pressing Z because I'm trying to use my old hotkeys. So when you press Z by default, it opens this thing. So this is coming from here, and it says it's show shape palette, so you can change the shape of the nodes, but usually I don't use that at all. So reload current desktop. Let's go back where we were, and then go back. Okay, so now that we have that, we have to use a lot of clipping again, so we can fold it somehow. So I'll do another clip. And we knew it was in Z, right? Yeah. But this time I will keep all primitives and press enter to try to move. And I want to find the bottom. Okay, so here's a problem. So I don't know that the texture that's like 6K, but what is this? This is not 6K, right? So this is because of the viewport setting. So if you press D in the viewport, and remember that in Houdini, you can have different types of shortcuts depending on where your mouse currently is. So D, for example, here in the network editor will bring up something different, and D in the viewport will bring up something different as well. So keep in mind that shortcuts, they're not global, they are relative to the current scope and actual window. So if we go to texture, so first of all, I know that this is way too small. I will do 128 and I will untick limit resolution. Then you go clear and reload. There you go, a beautiful 6K texture. The other thing, I will also lower the wire width and change background color to dark. Awesome. So now I can find my bottom. Yep. Okay, so these are the cuts that I did and I love them. This is exactly what I wanted. Now I can do a little bit of folding. So I'll go to perspective view. So it's space 1 or just 1 if you're in camera view. And I will select, so you press S to select in the viewport. Okay, and once you have this selected, you can do T for transform. So, okay, now I want to kind of rotate it. But first I need to place my pivot here. So to place your pivot, you press insert. Then I need to have some kind of snapping. So if you hold X, you have a menu for what you want to do, and I want to use point for that. So exactly. And if you're finished with your snapping, with moving your pivot, you do press insert again, and now you can do E, R, or T. In my case, it's R for rotate. And if you want to snap, hold Control. Yay! Awesome. So we probably don't need these guys here, so I will do select this guy. Now press Shift A. Oh, that's interesting. So if you press Shift A, it tries to find the loop, but if you go right over here, it says that this is the loop. No, it's not. This is the loop. Okay, remove this guy. Then again, select all these guys, do T, and my pivot is again in the wrong place, so insert, go X, and I see that my point snapping is active because it's like white. So if you do that again, see, it's not. So I know that it's active, so I don't have to do it again. Also, my handle is like weird, pointing weird direction, and usually I like to work in world space. So if you press M, you will toggle it to world space. Okay, so insert again, move that guy here. Awesome. S for select everything that I want to get rid of, delete. Awesome. So now I need to move that guy. I think I have to move it right over here. By the way, also press D and go to optimize and do remove back faces. The T for transform, move the pivot, so insert, X for point, it's there. Okay, insert again, E for rotate, Control to snap, T again, and I will move it right over. Oh, I actually hold it Control while moving, so it looks like I didn't even know that. It's tried to snap it, maybe not to snap it, tries to follow like X orientation of the camera. That's interesting. I didn't even know about that. Okay, so now if you go to front view, you see the front. Actually, we have right, but I'm good with that because I prefer to have, when I go to top, I want to see this car this way, because then if I want to have this on the front view, I had to rotate. So if I go to top view, it would be rotated the other way, like that, and I don't want that. So I need to clip it again towards Z. Yeah. And do keep, actually this time can just remove above. Yeah. And if you pick the group, now you can pick only this guy, so it only works on this primitive. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, change to below and move the guy right over here. Awesome. So now again select T, insert, we have the points, so snap it to here. Actually, oh, okay. Actually, we need this point, and now insert again. So here we are. Side view, top view, front view, and if you do again 4 or space 4, we will have back view. Awesome. Okay, so one last thing is that I need to move this guy a bit. So instead of moving the geometry, I will move the texture, so you can do UV edit. And pick this guy. So now you can translate it a little bit. Okay, awesome. Same for this guy. Pick this guy and move it. Let's go to side view. And yeah, and you need to adjust. I also noticed that I have to scale it a bit as well. And once you're happy with your blueprint, rename it to something. And I will drop a new geometry node. I will call it model, and I also parent it, although you don't have to do it, I just like to have it this way. And inside I can start adding points, so drop an add node, go to top view, display the points right over here, and if you press enter, we can start moving these points. And add another one, and add another one. Now go to polygons, by group, and do closed. And now we have an actual primitive which is facing the wrong direction. I want to have it facing upwards, so you can just do reverse. Awesome. Now the best thing about modeling. Go here and pick poly modeling. I have it selected already, and now once you have that, you can access a really awesome thing, which is Radial Menu, and there are a bunch of tools that you can use for modeling, and to be honest, I've been only using that for modeling that car. So I will do edge loop and do that, and now select, move, select, move. I'll also go to front view. First maybe select this guy, go to front view, which is in my case it's right view, but you know what I mean. Move them a little bit like that. Okay, yeah, I'm happy. Okay, now we need, first we need a symmetry, so there's a mirror for that. and we want to have it in a z-axis. Awesome. And the other thing is I'd like to have some kind of transparency. So I will do point triangle. I will rename it to maybe X-ray, and just say, hey, alpha is channel float alpha, and press this guy so you have the channel float slider, and now you can adjust your alpha. So for that X-ray, if you press C, you can color that to something. I will make it red, and the mirror, I will make it green. C again to close that, and I always want to have it on the bottom. And this X-ray, I want to have it always available, so I will do split top bottom. Make it a little bit smaller. Press this pin thing. So I will have this always available. Awesome. So now have this one selected, but this one only displayed, and this is very important when you model. Like, look at where you are, what's currently selected. So now if I do C, another edge loop like that, see, it's placed right over here. But if you had this selected and you started modeling edge loop, right? Again, see, edge loop, it's placed right over there. I don't want that. I want to be working always over there. So again, do edge loop here, C, move like that, go to side view, adjust, and maybe another edge loop. Yep. Okay, what about another piece of the geometry? Well, I don't want to have everything in one mesh, even though this is one object, right? This our model is one object. I want to have each part a different independent mesh. So I don't want to start, for example, here as an extrusion, because if I change something here, the point number will change, so everything will blow up. So what I noticed, it's better to, okay, let's for example start with the door. So I will do add again. I really like this add, and do merge. I really like working with this add because you can easily just move the points. So move here, another point here, come on, move, and another one. I'll also display the point number like this to make sure it's in the right order. Whoops, Ctrl Z. Another one, and another one, and another one right over here. So we have 0. Oh, it's wrong. It's all wrong. See, that's why you need the point order displayed sometimes. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So now if you go to polygons, by group, closed. Yeah. Exactly. Now you can display the mirror. I will actually bypass this mirror just in case. But the X-ray I want to have displayed. So now go C, another edge loop maybe. Or before doing that, go to top view, move these guys. And basically this is how I model the whole cage for the car. The thing that you see in the beginning, this is how I worked with it. This is a lot of moving points. It's boring, but if you want to have a good model, this is how we start. Okay, now we need an edge here, right? From here to here. So again, go to C, and there is poly split. So go here and do a cut from here to here and enter accept. Awesome. C, edge loop, S, select, transform, select, transform. Come to maybe front view, front view, and maybe move it a little bit like that. Maybe another edge loop, or not, maybe some other part, this part, because I remember doing this one a little bit different. So let's do add again, merge these guys. And if you want to do a little bit of cleanup, for example, if you select this guy and hold shift, you move everything up top. If you hold control and move, you will move everything that goes down from that node. Okay, so I want to add again points, 4 points, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because I want to show you as well the actual extrude. So again, polygon by group closed, and it's facing wrong direction, so reverse. Now it's facing right direction. Fix it a little bit. Or maybe go right over there. Select 3 for the edge. Go C, poly extrude. And there it is. Then T, and I just move it. Do T, move, move. Go to top view, adjust. So there's a lot of manual work. However, if you spend enough time, you will get used to the viewport easily, especially with this radial menu. It's really easy. Okay, so basically that's how I created the blocking for this model. As you can see, I still have a lot of work to do, but I showed you everything that I used to create this model. And to wrap things up, so I showed you how you can manipulate the viewport. I showed you how you create new geometry with add. I showed you how you can extrude, how you can create an edge loop, and how you can cut your geometry. So one last thing that I'd like to show you is actually bypass geometry. So for example, right here, I have additional subdivision in the end, but in case you want to bypass a node, instead of if you hold Y and cut, you just cut that node. But you can do something else. You can bypass the node. And if you press Q, you bypass that node. It's very useful. So Q for bypassing node. And also remember, when working with modeling like that, keep track on which current node is actually selected and which node is currently displayed. Okay, so that's it. I hope you guys liked it and see you guys soon.